Happy Tuesday to you. Beautiful day down here by the river. Beautiful place to show how to train place with a clicker, using a clicker. Okay, now I'm going to forewarn you, I did not find how to train place using a clicker in any of the 3 books I looked in. So therefore, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to go out there on a limb and just give it a good shot. See what sounds reasonable to me, maybe reasonable to you. Okay, so let's get started on clicker training on the command place. All right, so again, just in fundamentals, on any time you're using a behavior called place. What is place? Place is where we train a dog to, held up, place, stay, is training a dog to get on a platform, and remain on that platform until you release them to get off the platform. Free, attaboy, until they're told they can now leave it. The platform creates a long endurance stay under high conditions because it provides a physical reference point for the animal at all times. It's kind of like me asking you to stand right there where you are, keep watching this video, don't move. And now all of a sudden something comes up and you're going, hey, what's that over there? And all of a sudden you're gone. Okay, but now let me put you up on a chair. Have you stand up on a chair, stand up on one of these stumps or rocks down here by the river, and now say, stay, and I walk away. Now the difference is, when you leave, if you should leave that spot, you will first have to negotiate getting down from whatever it is you're standing on, whether it be that chair, whether it be that stump, whether it's that rock. You'll first have to go, okay, let me get down. Okay, I'm down, now I'm out here, and I'm gone. That little moment there where you have to step down is a signal back to you. It is biofeedback back to you. It informs you that you're leaving. I've had many clients over the years that were first responders, and these paramedics, when they would arrive on a scene of a multiple car accident, a lot of tragedies, a lot of victims there, and when they arrive on the scene, they're immediately thinking triage, what do we have to do? Who do we have to take care of right here, right now? But they said, you know what, Bryan, what you're talking about stepping down makes absolute sense, because that's actually the very first thing we think of, is getting safely out of the ambulance, safely out of the fire truck, safely out of the squad car to make sure you don't get hit by a passing car. That's the first step of bringing awareness to the animal that you're actually leaving that spot. You know, with horizontal gazing animals who are looking off at the distance, because that's what you need to do. Anything underneath your feet, it's either too late. If you're a predator, they already know you're there, they're long gone. So you're looking out ahead, and you're trained to do that. If you leave an animal and they look out ahead, because they're horizontal gazing creatures, they're usually not very aware of the fact that they're taking a few steps in leaving, and then also when you become hyper-focused on that other signal, whether it be an animal, a person passing by, another dog, what have you, now they're gone. So there to compensate for that, we use a platform that even if you are a horizontal gazing creature, you still go, okay, and then start to go. And right then, over a period of time, we can let the animal know, hey, when you feel that, when you sense that, stop. Get back on that cot or the mat. And again, place can be done with anything. I can put Captain up on one of these boulders over here. I can put him on a bench. Anything that he can safely and get up upon and remain up there, I can use as place. I can use my backpack, I can use even my hat, really anything that just provides a physical reference to the animal. But when we're first training it, we always train on something like a cot, then graduate to those other things that you want to. Okay, in clicker training, you're not supposed to use commands to start with. There's only supposed to be really one major signal, and that is the click. That's what it's for. To let the animal know that whatever you're doing right this very second, whether you're looking at a cot, putting one paw on a cot, sniff the cot, whatever you're doing, that's what I want. That's what I want. And they start to learn that over a period of time. Looking at the cot, boom, I get a treat. Actually touching with my nose, I get a treat. Touching with my paw, I get a treat. Getting all the way up on it, I get a treat. And then over a period of time, I have to do all of that. Merely looking at it's not good enough. Approaching it's not good enough. Put my nose on not good enough. My paws on not good enough. I gotta get all the way on the darn thing. Then I get a treat. And then that's when the click occurs. And of course, the treat always comes after the click. You should never get the treat before the click. It's click, treat. Click becomes a conditioned stimulus for this unconditioned stimulus called the treat. That's the way it works. Click, treat. And then over a period of time, once the dog is on the cot, now you don't even click then. They get on the cot, they remain on there, you back up. Same thing as we were talking about yesterday on stay, 1001, 1002, 1003, then boom, click, right then and there, and you get the treat. And you just keep growing this duration. And then after you've grown the duration, you start to grow the distance. And then once you grow the distance, then you start to grow the distractions. Keep adding those to the formula. Keep working it, working it, working it. And kind of adopt this attitude. You know, whether you're doing clicker training, you're doing conventional training, balance type training, it doesn't matter. With either one of these, when you're first training an animal, wrong is good. It's fine. Go ahead and make a mistake. Because you making that mistake is you taking an action that I, as a trainer, are supposed to be watching for to give you immediate feedback. That's good. I either click, and that's good, or I don't click, and you don't get anything. It's feedback. Feedback. So adopt that attitude. You don't want to be like, oh God, please don't get off that cot. Please don't get off that cot. No, you're going, man, I hope you get off that cot. Make my day. Go ahead, hop off the darn cot. Because every time you hop off, I get an opportunity to give you something back. I give you, this is training. I get to do some reinforcing here. Give you some input. Input is knowledge. Without input, nothing happens up here in the old brain. I love input. Action, action, action. Okay, so if you're going to train this with a clicker, just the only really, I think, the only thing different, or the only few differences, I should say, probably more than one, versus conventional type training is there's no leash on the dog. No leash. Therefore, you probably wouldn't be training out here in the great outdoors like I'm doing with Cat to start with. I'd imagine it would be in your living room, a den, somewhere contained, somewhere with very minimal distractions. You don't have to worry about your dog running off and also have your dog being preoccupied by something other than the clicker. Okay, but again, I don't have one of those dogs up here in the mountains. I just have Captain to use, and therefore I'm going to use him as best I can to talk you guys through it. So no leash involved and no command involved yet. You get the behavior first and you add the command later. Once the dog understands what the behavior is, what I'm supposed to do with this behavior, then you can start adding words to it. But the idea behind this, the theory is that the animal needs to focus on one signal only, and that is the clicker. Now again, I could get really busy here and spend the next half hour splitting a whole bunch of hairs because just your presence is a signal. That cot back there will soon become a signal. My movement towards it, a signal. I can't help but point my hand in that direction. I can't help it. You're going to, I'm going to, anyone's going to. Anything that we do will become part of a signal suite. But I guess this is the priority signal. And that's the whole theory behind, which is fine. And that makes good sense. I don't have an issue with that. Again, my issue is that we're humans and we just tend to do human things. So why can't we just fit those into the dog training equation and be done with it? All right, but let's kind of go through this thing. Maybe if this Captain were brand new, he'd never... Oh, dude, I love you, man. I swear. He makes me laugh every day. And I truly hope your dogs do the same thing for you. I hope they're just whimsical attitude, that quirkiness, that guessing, anticipating, all that sort of stuff. I hope that just brings a smile to your face, because it certainly does for me. It's genuine joy. So anyway, hey, don't get on the cot, dude. I'm trying to show something here, buddy. He's trying to help out the best he can. He can't help it. He's so darn trained on the place cot. It's unbelievable. I can throw this thing on the ground. He's going to be on it in 2 seconds. Okay, but for you with your own trained dog, cot. All right, so you want to place that thing somewhere. Again, in the beginning, do it somewhere safe so your dog doesn't run off on you. Remain there, buddy. Don't hop on that. Don't hop on that just yet. I got to show these people what to do. I know what you know what to do. Okay, so now the cot's on the ground. Now, whatever your dog's doing, you start to walk towards that cot. Because again, a cot in the beginning doesn't mean squat to a dog. That is again, a neutral stimulus. What is a cot? What do I do with that cot? Well, let's just go over and investigate it. All right, cow dog. So right there, boom. And meaning, if he had not been trained to get on the cot, the second he would have even looked in the direction of the cot, I would have clicked right then. Right then. Then give that treat. Okay, then after that, most animals, even when you train them doing conventional training, they won't necessarily hop straight up on a cot. These things give a little bit. The animals want to test the surface and make sure that's not some trap door they're just about to fall through. Cautious animals they are. And therefore, more than likely, if you have a brand new dog, they're going to approach it, boom, you're going to click then. Then as soon as they get their nose around and smell it, you can even put a treat or two up there on top of it. That's perfectly fine. I'd have to say that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, you might not ever get the dog to even go up there. Why would I go up there? Hey, that thing gives a little bit. All right, so I'm not getting on that darn thing. It's all about cost benefit. All right, so now replay. There's a treat up there. Huh, wow, that's a really dandy benefit. I'm thinking, yeah, I think this can hold my weight. So I'm gonna go up there and get that treat. You gotta use something. I just don't, again, about half the dogs I train, some will jump right up there, and the other half, oh no, you end up having to haul them up there at some point. And then they learn through their own self-discovery that the darn thing will support their weight. And when I get up there, bingo, Bryan's really happy with me, and I get a treat. All right, so again, cattle dog treat. I'm gonna get them off. We would just wander around. Boom, right there, he hops on the cot on his own. I'm gonna click that and give it a treat. Now, if we wanna work on duration, free cattle dog. We'll have him go up here again, he walks over. Now, notice I didn't click. I didn't click, I'm waiting. Counting off, whatever I need to do. After he does it for however long I decide, click. And there goes the treat. Free. Go for longer. Move in this direction, boom, he's on there. Again, if they just happen to hop on there on their own, click it. Just like I told you earlier, treat to sit. If the dog sits on its own accord around you and you're in a training session, click that darn thing and give the animal a treat for sitting. Okay, now, he hopped up here. Let's pretend I didn't click and give him a treat. So he's up here. We want to work on that duration. We want to work on that ability to stay something. Again, now we just start to add these other variables into it. Moving around, making noises, doing things, bending over, touching my hat, walking away, walking out of sight. Then, as the dog starts to do better and better, we click and give a treat. Breathe. Okay. So, I'm a real science nut. My books for pleasure are typically 5th level, 5th year, 6th year science students in neurobiology, sociology, sociobiology, you name it. That's what I love. That's the quirkiness in Darryl Bryan. Okay, so part of me is sitting there going, that dog hops on that cot. And I'm just going about my business over here. I'm going to go unload my backpack. I'm going to go over here, pull out a sandwich, and eat a sandwich. And after 10 minutes, if I go click, does that animal associate the fact that it sat on that cot for 10 minutes and now I'm getting a treat? I'm not so sure. Because if that were the case, why can't I tell a cattle dog, tell you what, buddy, we're going to go down to the park. There's a whole bunch of people here. You behave yourself. You don't embarrass me in front of anyone. I'll give you a really, really nice, meaty bone. Why wouldn't we be able to use more delayed rewards? Because that's very delayed. It is a reward. But is the animal actually putting together that my staying on the cot for 10 minutes was the reason why I just received that reward? I'm not sure. Have fun with it. I tell a lot of people, please, that I'll come in, when I'm working on duration with a dog, I'll fly in every now and then and drop off a care package. That's what I'll do. Just fly in and drop off a care package. I kind of explain it as the dots And the lines that you did as a kid, draw a whole bunch of dots, you start connecting a bunch of lines. That's what you're doing. You're just connecting one dot to the next dot, to the next dot, to the next dot. And over a period of time, I simply just start removing some of the dots so the line gets longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. If anything, I'm just making being on the cot pretty cool thing. It's a lot of fun to be up there. Treats drop off every now and then. Gives the animals something to think about. Maybe they're thinking about treat. Bryan's over there. Treat. He's got bait. I see him reach. He's reaching now. He's reaching for a bait pouch. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't really care. Come on, please. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Okay, stay. Now, me, I add stay into mind when I do place. It's not just a matter of hop up there. It's now a matter of remain up there until I release. So I always add stay if I want Cap to stay up there. If I don't need him to stay up there, then he can hop off because he knows the difference in the two between place when he hops up there on the zone versus me when I put him up there and I say stay. Free. Attaboy. Okay, that's it, guys. I really can't think of anything else to kind of go over with place using a clicker. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging it here. I just imagine that you grow the behavior a little bit at a time. As the dog approaches cot, boom, click, touches cot with their nose or paw, rubs up against it, click. Eventually, they get half their body on it, click. They get their whole body on it, click. And then when they hop up there by themselves, immediately click. And then all of a sudden, they get up there. You don't click. You now create duration, distractions, and you start clicking along the way to build the behavior. And then once the dog knows the behavior, once they get it, now supposedly is when you can add a word into it. Because now the word won't cause confusion. Now the word won't conflict with the clicker itself. And again, I don't understand that because when we train marine mammals, we're humans. And humans do human things. It's that being said, I like getting the animal used to being around the human and human things. Why can't I incorporate human things into the training? If you think for a second that we, in the middle of a pitch black dark night, because one of these projects that I trained the dolphins to do was always done at nighttime, because back in those days it was super secret, and we didn't want anyone spying on us and watching what we were doing. If you think for a second that we weren't talking, I always talk to my animals. Every single one of them, I'm going, good job, Otto, baby. I blew that whistle, but I'm also telling them, good job, man. Way to go. Give them a little pat up there on the top. Yeah, give them a little rub on that rostrum there, just grab it and wrestle with them a little bit like I do with cattle dog. We're humans. I incorporated all that in. And that didn't affect their ability to interpret a signal. We're teaching something new. Search. They go out and search. Search. Yeah, I blow a whistle when you do a good job. I got to do something. I point a flashlight. I touch the end of the rubber boat. 2 paddles on the side. You come touch 1 paddle. Good dolphin. Good Otto. Good Cherry. Good Whiskey. Good Pump. Good Bogart. And we fed them. They got the whistle. But we were still being humans. We were chatting. We were high-fiving one another in the boat. We're happy. We're happy with our dolphin. We're happy with our sea lions. They jump up in the boat, give them a big old hug. Yeah, that's being a human. And we incorporate all this in. This to me just seems so alien, so foreign, so I don't know, unhuman. I guess that's my problem. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know. I just love interacting with my dog. I'm just being me. So you guys decide what you want to do with it. Tomorrow I'm going to wrap this thing up, thank goodness. Whew, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to wrap this thing up tomorrow, talk about some other pros and cons associated with clicker training. And then you're off and on your own, guys. You get to make an educated choice. Give it a shot. I definitely would use it. I would believe I'm teaching tricks to a dog. I already told you, I already done that in the past. Really good for trick training. But that's about it for me. I'm moving on. Okay, beautiful day here. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. I hope you remain safe out there. And I hope you guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving because that's the day after tomorrow. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you tell your family that's still with you that you love them. Reach out to them no matter what. All right, guys. Enjoy your dog. Enjoy your day. I'm out of here. Great cat dog. Let's go do something. Let's go have some fun. Free. Attaboy.